So you'll see I will send this recording and this recording only out. So I'll explain that here in just a minute. I want to say welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am ecstatic to have everybody here. I am Haley Gray. I am your chaos master, and I am the one who gets into all kinds of crazy trouble here, inventing stuff in Women's Entrepreneur Network. I founded the group in 2015. So welcome to the 10K in 10 days challenge. And the challenge is, can you do it? Now, here's the deal. You get to decide if it's 10K, 1K, 100K. You get to decide what your actual number is. I set a number just for shiggles and grins because I could, but that's what we're doing for this. For the purposes of this challenge, we're going to call it 10K. So welcome, everybody. So what are we up to? We're here to help you guys formulate a strategy and a plan to get to $10,000 in 10 days in your business. And we've got a bunch of amazing tools up our sleeve. So we're going to go over who we are. We're going to talk about how this is going to work. We're going to talk about who we are, about us. We're going to do a meditation, and we're going to do a Q&A at the end. One of the things that I want you all to know is that only this session will be recorded. And the reason for that, I hope, will be a little bit clear as we go forward. We are not recording co-working sessions because co-working is co-working. Pam's going to explain a bit more about co-working. It's kind of pointless to try to video a co-working session when people are literally working, trying to get stuff done. It'll be a little bit voyeuristic. We also are not recording live networking sessions, and we are not recording any further coaching sessions because I want y'all to be open and honest with me. This is not just about me teaching you, but it's also about hot seats and doing all the things in your business. So that is one of the things that I really want you to know, is that this is about helping you formulate the strategy and all the things to get where you need to go. We're here to help with some coaching and some strategy, and get you where you need to be from point A to point Z, and structure your business in such a way, if you don't already have it, and give you some nudges to help you get there. And if you do already have it, we're going to provide the co-working sessions and the networking and stuff to give you resources to help you get from point A to point Z. So how is this going to work? We're going to have several coaching sessions, and they are all in the schedule that is on the thank you page for the registration. The thank you page for the registration is also pinned in the Facebook group. It is also something that you are getting emailed every single day. So you will get an email every day during the challenge with what's going on that day. So there's multiple ways that we are trying to stay in touch with you. If you are not getting your emails, please let me know in the chat, and we will make sure that you are getting your emails. It could be a deliverability issue. We've had a couple of typos, so things happen. Thank you for sharing the Facebook group, Pam. We also are doing co-working. Co-working is focused time to get stuff done. We have official 10-day, 10K hours every day. pretty much during the challenge when we're not doing coaching sessions from 12 to 1 Eastern. So it's 9 a.m. Pacific. And we are going to be doing those co-working sessions almost every day during the challenge. Here's the thing, there are a ton of open hours when you can go into the zone and it will be staffed and there will be somebody else there, and the zone is open 24/7. So we're offering a ton of accountability to getting stuff done, because at the end of the day, you can dream about it all you like, but you're not doing the work, it's not going to happen. 24/7 pop-ins are going to happen. Yes. Networking is the other one of the other components here. We have 2 live, formal, structured networking meetings, which are where you get to actually present your business and talk and chat, which is different from co-working, which is generally mostly a quiet event unless you need help with something, in which case you go off into a breakout room. Networking is promotion of yourself to each other, getting to know people, and getting out there and building the network that you're going to need in your business. Not that you're not going to build some of that in the zone, but the formal networking is happening in the CIBN networking meetings that are happening at 3 p.m. Eastern tomorrow and next week. So there's 2 CIBN networking. There's all kinds of things going on, and a little bit of mindset going on as well, because you can't do it if your head's not in the right place. If you can't see it, if you can't dream about it, if you don't know about it, it's not going to help. A little bit about us. This is a group effort. You should know, excuse me, hold on. Jojo, please don't chew your foot. Jojo, now is not a good time to chew your foot. Thank you. I have a 12-year-old dog in a cone of shame next to me who is trying to tear the stitches out of her foot as we speak. And she can get to her foot with a cone of shame on. So welcome to my crazy life. We all bring different skills to the table and different things. One of the things that I love about Women's Entrepreneur Network is that we're able to offer more than just being a Facebook group. We're able to bring a ton of resources for you and your business. We also have a ton of members who are professionals who are absolute experts in their fields, who are here to help and who are contributing to this effort as well. So I want to give them a huge shout out. I am Haley Gray. I am actually a graduate of Duke's Fuqua School of Business with a concentration in entrepreneurship and innovation with a master's of business administration. I'm also an engineer by training. I do a ton of marketing and marketing strategy. I also do a ton of operations and operations strategy and how the two interact. I believe that a lot of things with marketing are foundational. A lot of things with business are foundational. They don't change much from one business to the next. I founded the Women's Entrepreneur Network in 2015 with this goal of helping women get in business and stay in business. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and bring Pam Meister to the stage. Pam, where are you at, my friend?
Right here.
Unmute and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Pam. I am a remote work expert and I coach entrepreneurs to help them go from where they are to where they want to be in their business and their life. I am a mom of 3, so my days are filled with all different things. I kind of work a Swiss cheese kind of day. I started at 6-ish this morning and I was working for a while. Then we were making breakfast, playing with toys and coming back to work. So I founded the Zone community with some of my coaching clients a few years ago when I realized that we all need a bit of accountability in community and support to take action to get things done. And also sometimes adults to talk to, at least in my case, throughout my day. I'm excited to be here with all of you and help you achieve whatever your goal is for this particular challenge. And I'm excited to work with Haley and the rest of the team here to do that. Do you want me to talk about the Zone now or later, Haley?
go ahead and talk a little bit about the zone and what it is.
Okay, so the Zone is a virtual co-working community. We are open 24/7 so that when you want to work, you can pop in going to our link, which is in all of the places that Haley shared earlier, thezonecommunity.com/the zone. There's a special password so you can get in for free and come in. And when you pop into the zone, it's a Zoom room like this. And you'll find sometimes people are on camera, some people are off camera. But when you come in, put in the chat a goal for what you're going to work on. That really helps you put it into reality and have others help you stay accountable to what you're doing and share updates along the way. Sometimes people get stuck, maybe scrolling on social media. I know that's never happened to me, or something else distracting them. So they might chat a bit and say, you know, I'm getting stuck here on LinkedIn or Facebook. Somebody help. I really have to get this proposal written, or, you know, respond to these 800 emails in my inbox. And usually others will be monitoring what's going on and help bring you back to focus. So you get a lot of support and accountability in the zone. We also have breakout rooms where sometimes if you just need to collaborate or chat or want to take a break from the focused work, you can ask whoever's hosting or pull in yourself to the breakout room and have a side conversation there if you want to come off of mute. But it's a great space where I have made lots of honestly really good friends through the process who hold me accountable to getting what I want done. And I know that my business is better for it. So I'm hoping that through this challenge, you will find the space to come in and just get it done. So come in, have a goal in mind. If you're not sure, we can help you get clear right in the beginning of your session about what you want to work on. Put in the chat what you want to work on and get to it. You make sure you're muted unless you've got a specific reason to talk, and you'll see pretty quickly how much you can accomplish. We have hosted sessions that are on the calendar where one of our members or myself will be there, and we can answer any questions you have about the zone or help you along the way. Those are times you know you can come in. Outside of those sessions, if it's not on the calendar, just head over to the Challenge Facebook group and literally post, I'm going into the zone. Go into the zone. This way others will know you're there and follow, hopefully, and just get to work. And even if you're in there by yourself, which is rare, people usually do pop in pretty quickly when they see that you're going to be in this space. So if you have questions, feel free to ask me. Sandra, who's posting here, is one of our hosts on a regular opportunity. Angela's a host. You can ask any of us what's going on and we will help you. If I've missed anything important about the zone, Haley or Sandra, feel free to pipe in. But basically, it's going to help you get it done. And when you experience it, you'll understand it more, I promise. But it's a lot of fun. It's super productive. You get into a flow state and we help you make sure that what you want to get done, you do, because it's all about taking action. It's great to have lots of ideas and strategy, but if you don't focus to get it done, it's not going to happen.
Love it. Thank you so much, Pam.
Thank you.
That is an awesome introduction. And I hope that it gives you an insight as to what to expect out of co-working in the zone, because this challenge honestly isn't worth anything if you don't get anything done. We can talk about 10K until the cows come home, but unless you actually start making money, this whole business thing is a very expensive hobby. Next up, I'm going to introduce Carrie George. She is not here today because she is actually on her honeymoon, and it has been a doozy of a honeymoon. So when you see her back, hopefully later this week, tell her hi. Apparently they've had wildfires and all kinds of crazy stuff going on, and have been smoked out and burned out and had to evacuate and all the things during part of the of her honeymoon. She is a CEO of CIBN. She is a revenue mentor. She really does help women and business owners with networking, with connecting. You know, a lot of people will say this, but it is absolutely true. Your net worth is your net worth. And Carrie is here to help you leverage that network. And part of what we're doing is part of Women's Entrepreneur Network is doing regular structured networking meetings, because the more people you know, the more people you talk to, the better your business is going to do. So please do get to know Carrie. She'll be back here shortly after a much needed and very belated honeymoon. So Catherine Kim Mullen, please introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. Uh, Catherine Kim Mullen. I'm from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. I'm a wealth creator and connector. And what does that mean? It means that I come from over 35 years of working in commercial real estate finance and staffing. And I take those large corporate solutions and bring them to entrepreneurs, small to medium-sized businesses, so they can make money, save money, and put the right people at the table to get the job done. I was fortunate enough to meet Corrine Ewert, and she's in the group here. If she's not here right now, I know she's joining. And I can say that we created a company, Sage Navigation, to be able to help women mostly connect to who they are, what they're doing, and create a vision map to eliminate distractions. And what does that look like today? I took this challenge and I'm back again. And 10K is not a number I work with. However, I am so excited to be here and I'm excited for all of you, because what comes from this, when you do go in the zone, Pam and Erin were life-changing. So if you get the chance to be in a room with them, they're going to catch you. You know, they say the movie, You Got Me at a Low. Well, they do. And Haley, well, if you don't have her marketing book, what are you waiting for? So thank you very much, Haley, for welcoming me here today.
I am so happy to have you here. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and give you the stage again and let you do your meditation to help people visualize what they're going to do.
Okay.
So we get into the gory details.
Perfect. So what I'd like to do with this, and some people say, oh no, I could never meditate. The first time I meditated, I remember telling the person that directed it that I don't see anything, I don't hear anything, I don't feel anything, and this is not working. And I was completely closed mind to the invisible. But here, if you read Think and Grow Rich with Success Principles for Business, it's very clear. It starts in the mind. You think like an architect builds the plans for their home, and then the home comes. And that's how it works here. So it all starts with the thought. So if you don't know what you want, that doesn't stop you from participating here. It'll come to you. And if you do know what you want, be ready for it to change, because it may. So the meditation today is going to be less than 10 minutes. And the purpose of it, and there is a purpose to it, is to get you to connect to what you want. And before we start, I want to introduce you to a couple of words that I'm going to share that I don't want you to say. I don't want you to get distracted from the meditation. Stay breathing, stay moving, and don't say, what did she mean? Don't worry about it. Clear that out of your head. If it comes, reach out to me. I'm glad to explain further. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to tap into your third eye chakra. If you know what chakras are, fabulous. If you don't know what they are, don't worry about it. Where you're going to find the third eye chakra is between your two eyes, up at the top of your forehead. And really, it's about tapping in. If you think of a color, it's indigo. So purplish blue, deep purple blue. And that's where you tap into your gut intuition and your imagination. Why do you want to do that? Because you want to build on what you want. If you know what you want more ideas about it. If you don't know what you want your intuition and your imagination to really move. And you can do this with this meditation. So when I tell you we're going to clear your third eye chakra, that's what I'm referencing. Now, the other chakra that I want to talk about is the crown chakra. And that one there is found at the top of your head. And why do we want to do that? Well, the color is deep purple. And why we want to do that, it's where your spiritual connection is with yourself. Somebody might have said to you when you were younger, you're good with numbers. You should be an accountant. Do you know how you might be an analyst? That has nothing to do with accounting. So it's just to say you want to connect, and you want to present. Many people, when they connect to that part, they're looking for their life purpose. We're not looking for a life purpose here. We're looking for that thing that you can make $10,000 with. And that's what we're searching for in this meditation. So it's a higher state of consciousness. The next thing I'm going to talk about is tapping into your subconscious, because you have dreams that are stored there since you were a child. Maybe you wanted to own a resort. Maybe you wanted to be a travel agent. I don't know what you wanted to do, but that's stored in your subconscious mind. So we want to tap into that. We want to relax to a state that you could remind yourself of what's there. And the last thing I'll share is infinite intelligence. And this is the force and prime source that it's your very existence. It's how things come to be. Everything outside you meeting with you in your dreams. So if you're ready, I'd like to start the meditation. For those that don't want to meditate, well, if you stop, it'll be about, I'd say, 6 to 7 minutes. So everybody ready? I'd like you to breathe in and breathe out. And when I'm asking you to breathe through this meditation, I'm really saying, take a deep breath through your nose. Let it go right through your body, right down to your belly. Fill your belly. And then let it out. So now we're going to close our eyes. So if you close your eyes and, take your hands and have them face the sky so that there's really light energy. You want it light. You want it very easy. Your hands, lie them on the table or on your lap. And I'd like you to have your eyes closed and breathe in. And breathe out. And now what we're going to do is we're going to unblock those 2 chakras today that we want to connect with. So we're going to clear, and I've just disturbed your meditation. I usually disconnect my phone, so please come back to me. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. And now what I'd like you to do is think of the color indigo. Breathing in that color and imagine on your forehead, okay, that you touch your forehead. And it's all this beautiful dark purple blue, and it's surrounding you. And you want to fill yourself with peace and calm. You feel the energy between your 2 eyes. And you're re-energizing yourself, just floating in that seawater. If you can imagine, you're in a bay, really calm, and you're floating. And everything around you is this beautiful, beautiful, warm seawater, salt water. And you're floating, and it's so soft and gentle. And now what you want to do is you want to imagine being wrapped in a dark purple scarf. You have an amazing scarf. You've walked out of the ocean, and the scarf is sitting there, right there, waiting for you to wrap around your head. And you wrap this beautiful dark purple scarf around you. And while you have this around you, you feel warm, and you see clear, beautiful white light. And you're at the center of this light. The sun is shining, and it's flowing through. And you lift your hands, and you feel the warmth of the sun in your hands. You're so warm, you remove the shawl. And you and this white light are connected as one. And now what you want to do is you want to trust the universe. You want to trust that you are safe. It is warm. It is beautiful. And you are sitting there in the sand, receiving all this beautiful light, you being part of it. And all of a sudden, you see a treasure box that is calling you. So you walk up to the treasure box, And there is gold, and there is silver, and there are emeralds, and there are rubies, and so many precious stones. And all of a sudden, you hear, put your hand in. There's a treasure waiting just for you. Put your hand in. So I'm going to ask you to imagine your hand digging into the treasure box. And what you're looking for is a treasure that's just for you. In there, there's something in there, and it's waiting for you. And you want to move your hand. Move your hand over to the right upper corner of the treasure chest. And now go down and lift your hand out and look in your hand. And some of you may have found something. If you haven't found what you're looking for, put your hand in again and lift out. And as you lift out, look in your hand. Take your time. And you may not know what that is, but that's meant just for you. That's your treasure. That's something waiting for you to do. So I want you not to concentrate on anything. If you don't have something in your hand, I want you to breathe in and breathe out. And breathe in and breathe out. And clear your mind. And when you're ready, what I'd like you to do is open your eyes. Now, what I'm going to share with you is, I did that meditation 3 times before I found a pen and found out that I'm a writer. I found that out 20 years later, but it came to me. So if you don't know what's waiting for you, it's okay. You can do this on your own. Know that that treasure box is you, your whole you. 2 golden keys on a ring. Oh, Stephanie, thank you so much for sharing. Because as I put my hand in, so the thing is, what you need to know is what that means to you. When I found the pen, you can imagine I was in a room with people that were coming up with great creative ideas. And they were all excited. And I thought all I got was a pen, but not any pen. It was a golden pen. I became a writer. So I don't want to take all the time here, Haley. I want to say to you is that we all are the treasure box, and we have the treasure inside. And that's the what we can do, what we could do, and what we may want to explore. Thank you.
Thank you. That was absolutely beautiful.
I'm a business person that
hope
learned
that-
meditation to calm down. That's what I'm going to first say. So
I will say that learning meditation to calm down for me and come back into my body has been a huge survival trait. Just in dealing with my family, my daughter, business, all of it. It has helped me get scraped off the ceiling more times than I care to count. So absolutely.
And anybody could reach out if you need anything. I'll be glad to pursue that. There's a who, a what, a why. There's some great little short meditations. Thank you very much. And now I look forward to learning more about your 10K. Ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. Yeah, a little. There's lots of really, really cool observations going on in the chat. So keep them up. Those are really cool. So now what are we going to do? So one of the things I personally believe in is that you need a plan or you have a plan to fail. In life, in business, in so many things. You can manifest things until the cows come home. But if all you're doing is sitting on your couch trying to manifest them, those things that you're trying to manifest have also got their butts firmly planted on the couch. I learned that from one of my mentors. What you want is moving towards you with the same intensity with which you are moving towards it. So let's talk about, how do you get to 10K? So let's be really real here. The answer, to some extent, like everything in business, is going to be a bit of it depends. And here's the things that it's going to depend on. What kind of business do you have? You can put it in the chat. You can, think about, what kind of business do you have? What are you selling? If you have a $10,000 or $18,000 or $20,000 item or service that you're selling, it's a very different experience than somebody who has a $25 item. So if you think about, what are you selling? First of all, how much do you sell it for? Second of all, and how many do I need to sell? Right? So everything in business works based on math. If the math doesn't hold, well, it's really hard to get from point A to point B and build an equation. So what we want to start with is, what am I selling? How much do I sell it for? The next question is, how many people do I realistically have in my network? On LinkedIn, on Facebook, in my Rolodex, in my phone, you name it. And then of those people, how many people are potential prospects? And part of the reason that this is an important thing to know is that it's all math. I wish I could say sales is this super sexy and that you can totally beat the numbers, blah, 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 blah. But for most people, at the end of the day, the number of people you talk to who are potential prospects, some percentage of those people are going to buy from you. Your numbers may be slightly higher, your numbers may be slightly lower. It just is. Okay. So look at your network and your outreach. How many people can you get in front of? And then we're going to determine from there, right? You have about 3,000 people in your network and about 20 to 30% are prospects. There you go, Marianne. And if you have more people in your network, the better your odds of hitting your goals are. So plan one, the easiest way to do this is to do a 3-day challenge or a simple workshop that's an hour to 90 minutes. I'm going to let you in on a secret. Longer workshop or longer challenges can be tough to run because of the drop-off that happens after about day 3. Why am I doing a 10-day challenge? I don't know, because I'm crazy. But I will tell you that a 3-day challenge or a 1-day workshop is phenomenal. So if you are going to say, do a workshop, a 1 hour or 2 hour, whatever workshop, make it short, make it sweet. It's easier to get people onto, a shorter workshop, right? And it needs to have value to it. I'm not a big believer in the whole routine of bait and switch and sit here and talk to you for an hour about, how wonderful I am and all the books I've written and how many people have gotten to 10K. Yes, we had a bunch of people last time that did get to 10K, but that's not the point, right? The point is do something that offers value and that naturally leads to your offer. You can't have a big disconnect between the two. One of the mistakes I see people making is that there is a disconnect between what you're offering and your workshop. And the other thing that people have gotten really, really wise to is, and I've been in the online space for a hot minute now, is that if you start your webinar and you go through it and you don't offer anything of substance in the webinar or your workshop, I can guarantee you that people are going to hop and they're not going to buy. You actually decrease your chances of sales by not having solid information in your workshop, because people quickly become very distrustful of you. So I'm just going to throw that out there. If you're going to do a workshop, offer real value. One of my mentors is on the call, Katarina Rendo. She does this phenomenally. She offers so much value, so many super tips, so many amazing things, and she builds trust with people. And then she makes them an offer they can't refuse. And she is so phenomenal at that relationship building while she's on a call with them that people literally want to do business with her because she is so, so, so connecting, right? And the important thing to do when you're doing a workshop is that you know where you're going at the end of it, right? If you don't have a plan for here's my program and kind of build it backwards, everything in marketing I think is kind of built backwards because you're trying to figure out what the outcome is. And funnels actually get built backwards, to my mind's way of thinking, because I build the email sequences and the thank you page before I build the sales page. So everything in marketing and a lot of times in business has to be built almost completely backwards of what you'd think, because you have to begin with the end in mind. So begin with the end in mind of what are you selling? How much are you selling it for? How many people do you need to get onto a workshop in order to get a 3 to 5% conversion rate? Generally, unless these are people that already know you, then you might get as high as 10%. So if you need to sell 2 things and you need to sell a $4,000 item, then you are going to probably need 80 to 100 people signed up to get a couple of people signed up. Make sense? And if you invite people, not everybody you invite is going to show up. So on this challenge, I'll give you some exact numbers. We've messaged, and we've done this all organically, over 900 people. We've had over 200 people sign up to say they're going to come. Today on the call right now, we have 57 people here, 56. So you can look at the numbers and you can see, right? So you have to invite large numbers of people. You get about 20 to 30% to sign up to the workshop. Of those, you get 3 to 5% to actually sign up to your thing. So there's some numbers involved here, right? So if you want to sell X amount of things, you need Y number of people. You can do the math. The second way that you can do this challenge is with a straight outreach plan. And you may want to merge 1, 2, or all 3 of these. Okay. Plan 2 is an outreach plan. You build your Rolodex. You go through all of the people you've spoken to in the last 2 years, and you reach out to people. Now you can invite them onto a call. You can invite them to a challenge or a workshop. You can invite them to reconnect with you. Now, I'm not talking to reaching out to people that have told you to pound sand. I'm not talking about reaching out to people that you have a bad relationship, but if you've spoken to people in the last couple of years, now would be a good time to do some outreach. Hey, how are things going? Just wanted to reach out, check in on you. Right? Barb, you're going to be one of those people that you talk to people and they're going to be like, I don't need to talk to you. I don't need to talk to you. And then they're going to be like, oh, I need to talk to you. I worked in the senior care industry for 3 years, and it is nuts. People do that all the time. And a lot of times they wait too long. And by waiting too long, I mean they wait until they die, or they wait until they end up in skilled nursing or whatever. They really do wait too long. We used to joke that people would stay at home one fall too many, and it was heartbreaking when we did senior placement. So have a plan for outreach. Plan 3. If you are doing a workshop, do, paid traffic if you need to. Or if you are selling a product, do paid traffic if you need to. If your profit margin will hold. Now, the paid traffic is either Facebook or Google ads, Meta ads, or Google ads. I'm going to talk about those a little bit later, and only if you are interested in it, y'all should let me know, and I will hop in the zone and do a quick mini workshop on doing ads. Because this may not be for everybody. And you have to know that you have a profit margin that supports doing ads. So if you do not have a profit margin that supports doing ads because you are selling a $25 product and your cost is $20, you're going to be in trouble, right? So let's do a little workshop on paid ads, and let me look at a couple of times to do that before y'all leave, okay? So our process is here. Strategy. Pick a strategy based on your type of business. How many connections you have and how much time you're willing to put into this. And how much money you're willing to put into this. If you sell a $4,000 product, but you have to spend $500 an ad to get a client, you're probably up ahead, right? So the reality is that, if you think about your ads and your strategies and your numbers, do my numbers allow me to invest that, right? So Barbara, if you make $1,000 per client, you can probably eventually afford to spend $200 or $300 to acquire a client in client acquisition costs because of that, right? So that may make you more sense in the long run than just straight physical outreach. So there are ways that it can make sense. And then there's times when it absolutely does not make sense. So for my primary business, which is digital marketing, it does not make sense to do paid ads. Do y'all know why? Because my business only has a capacity to handle a certain number of clients per month. So if I were to do paid ads, I would overshoot my business's capacity for handling clients. That's why I do coaching and I do other things. But done for you services, we can only handle a certain number of clients per month. Yeah. So I'm so glad, Shannon. So think about what type of business you have, right? Different businesses are going to lend themselves differently to different types of opportunities. Right? So if you're doing a workshop, what kind of workshop would you do that would match with your offer? And you can also put your landing page, if you don't have landing page software, you can put it up on Eventbrite. Now, I will say Eventbrite is doing some changes to their platform coming up that are limiting the amount of people that you can have register for free. But honestly, that's way cheaper than having to pay for other software, right? If you don't already have scheduling software, networking software, other things, using Eventbrite and doing some ads on Eventbrite might be your cheapest way to getting butts in seats. Yeah. So if you think about, you know, Crystal, how many people you need to make sales to, styling solutions, how much is a group of sessions worth to you? Okay, so how many people do you need to sell in order to get there? One thing that you could easily do is a workshop, and you could also do an outreach like, hey, get your wardrobe ready for the fall because we're looking at seasons change. And given where you are, you know, it gets cooler a little bit sooner because you're up in the mountains. So, you know, people have to factor in, you know, change of weather and that kind of a thing. So think about where people are, where they're ready for things, how they're not ready for things. And then the next thing that you need to do is think about what, you know, your execution plan is. What is your plan to get things done? How much time are you willing to spend? And put that time into the next 10 days. You can fall over dead when you're done in 10 days and you've made a huge boatload of money. One of the cool things about doing things in sprints is that you get stuff done in sprints. And you can take a break. Breathe, sleep it off, take a refresher, and you can be intentional about your sprints, right? So think about doing things in short bursts of energy that you can manage around your life. And so you can take nice breaks and go to the beach or do whatever you want to do in your life and live the life you choose to live. So think about, what kind of workshop would I do? What kind of thing would I offer? What does A go to B? You need to make a plan to be that, you know, end-to-end solution. Make sense? Make a plan, make a plan, make a plan. So here is my contact information. And with that, I'm going to open it to Q&A, and I'm going to stop sharing my screen. So we're going to go on to Q&A. And how much time a day would I recommend? At least a couple of days, an hour a day. It depends on how many people you need to outreach to, what your numbers look like, and how everything boils down to. If you're selling a $50 product, I'm going to be real blunt and tell you that you're probably going to have to put a lot more time in unless you're doing paid ads than somebody who's selling a $4,000 product who already has a funnel and ads in place, and who already has a list of connections 3 miles long. You know, this idea of a 4-hour work week is either you have money or you already have a huge list. It is not impossible. I'm not going to say that, but I will say that it is likely not going to be, you know, instantaneous. So what kind of conversion rates can you expect? If you get people onto a webinar that show up as butts in seats, expect a 3 to 5% conversion rate. That's typical, unless it's a very warm audience. If you're reaching out to people, expect that 30% of the people that say yes to your invitation will show up to the thing. I'm going to be honest and say people who say they're going to watch the recordings never do. They have the best of intentions. They never watch the recordings. That's part of why I don't record. It's kind of a waste of your time and mine. And the other thing is, if we're doing coaching, I feel like it's kind of voyeuristic. You are sitting here watching a recording of me coaching someone else, but you're not involved in it. So it's really kind of weird to me from an energetic perspective. So I don't do that. The other thing is, so you talk about butts and seats, numbers to get people on there. Depending on what you're offering, it can be 10 to 1 or 20 to 1 to actually get people to agree to do it, or it could be 3 to 1. So it could be for every 3 people you invite, you get 1 person that says yes. And then of the people that say yes, about 1/3 of those people will actually show up. So you can see the numbers from there. It's a thing. If you already have people warm on your list, outreach combined with a webinar will dramatically increase your outreach, your sales closing ratios. Don't rely on them to watch the replays. Should the one-day workshop be free or paid? It depends. On the one hand, and that's an excellent question, and I'll answer you on this way. On the one hand, if somebody pays to attend a workshop, they are more likely to continue spending money with you. Statistically, numerically, if somebody already spends money with you once, they're more likely to spend money with you again. People that don't pay anything to come to the workshop are less likely to convert and pay for something later. Not that it doesn't happen, not that you can't increase your conversion rates. The other thing is that, you know, if you do free, you're going to get more people into your network. You are going to potentially eventually convert, but you may have more work to do to get them there. It's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of a situation. I will say, when I have done my summits and charged versus done them free, I get exactly the same number of butts actually physically in the seat one way or the other. It's the funniest thing ever. And I don't think it makes any material difference to my ultimate bottom line. So it just depends on what you want to do. Yep. Yeah, this is, you know, getting your group to convert for you would be important. One of the things about Facebook group size is that bigger is not always better. I will tell you that as somebody who has the massive Facebook group, it's actually harder to get conversions out of a really large group and easier to get them out of a smaller group. And yeah, so if you are, yeah, you know, Barb, it can be hard to determine how much you can make in a day or a week. I mean, I'll give you a perfect example. I live it myself. I don't know if a website's going to cost somebody $3,500 or $35,000 until we sit down and discuss scope and reach. And it's not that I'm trying to be like snarky. It's literally 100x, 200x order of magnitude in the amount of work. It can be between something relatively simple with SEO built in versus something that is 2,000 items in a database. And yeah, committed and interested is much more useful. It depends on your business. So Katie, I'm going to answer your question I commit to being as like transparent with you guys as I can be. So if you guys ask me a question, you're going to get an answer from my point of view, and it will be totally transparent and totally honest. Okay. So bigger is more difficult with groups because bigger groups, they don't always recognize that you're the group owner. So one of the things that has happened in Women's Entrepreneur Network over time is that people do not recognize that I am the group founder and the group owner. And I have actually had people that have asked me whose methodology I followed to grow my group. I created my own methodology and a bunch of people copied it actually. Yeah, you've noticed that multiple groups, yeah. And the thing too about groups is that we are testing some software, and Pam has actually been taking the hit on this. I've been using Group Convert for a really long time. We've been using Group Track, and Pam has been trying to debug it for us in Women's Entrepreneur Network, and it has kind of been an interesting process trying to debug it. I recommend acquiring group automation software so you can track your leads, or else you have no idea who you've talked to. Pam, you've got your hand up.
I do. I just wanted to ask you to clarify a couple of things so everyone's on the same page regarding the groups. There are two groups that we're talking about for Facebook groups. One is the challenge Facebook group that I'm going to pop the link in again one more time here. Make sure you're a part of that. That is definitely where we're going to engage a lot about going into the zone, hiccups you get on, celebrating wins. But we also have the hashtag for the challenge, the 10-day 10K hashtag that we want you to use to promote in the Women's Entrepreneur Network what you're working on and such. So Haley, will you clarify like when you want people to be in when versus the challenge group so that everybody understands the purpose of both of those groups for this challenge?
Yep. Marian, I'm going to come back and answer your question. So know that I did see your question. So to your point, if you guys want to promote your workshop, you can promote your workshop freely in Women's Entrepreneur Network for the duration of this challenge only for 10 days. Okay. You need to put the hashtag 10-day 10K on it, or it will be deleted by the admins in the group. Hashtag 10-day 10K. So we know that you're a member of the challenge. You can promote it freely in the group. You can also share freely what all you're doing in the challenge group. I encourage you to share there so that we can support you and we understand what you're doing. The reality with When being a Mongo group is that I don't see every single post as it happens because we have a ton of volunteer admins and moderators. And sometimes I don't see every interaction that happens in the group. So I may not know exactly what you're working on. If you want me to know what you're working on, put it in front of my face, please, so that I can tell that you're there. Otherwise, it can be really challenging. Just saying. There's 220 people registered and one of me. Thank you. Thank y'all for coming today. So any more questions? Yep. Pam, did I forget anything?
Last thing, I invite anyone also to DM me directly at any point through Facebook or email me if you need help with anything related to the challenge or the zone. If you can't reach Haley and you need Haley, we talk a lot so I can try to find her. But I will be with my phone even when I'm doing last minute summer things with my kids and checking in constantly. So don't hesitate to reach out, and we're all here for you. This is going to be a lot of fun. You know, Catherine's back, as you see. I see other people who came to the first challenge who are back again. So it's going to be really exciting to see how round 2 goes for them. And for those of you who are here for round 1, don't get overwhelmed. Take it one step at a time. We're going to make things happen for you and your business, and we're here to help. So reach out.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. Yes, businesses can absolutely be rebuilt. Let me just say I have rebuilt mine out of the ashes more than once, and you may not have even known it was happening. But I will tell you, there's been things going on in the back channel that I've had to rebuild, reconfigure, rejigger, redo. start things over. Oh yeah, dynamite, and here we go. So Marion, I wanted to answer your question about workshops. I would probably have a series of 2 or 3 or 4 different ones that you do that are interrelated but slightly different. You can call them similar things and offer slightly different variants of them, so that like once a quarter you're hitting the same workshop. So you have like a 3 series and then 4 times a year, or you have a 4 series and 3 times a year. So then you have a pattern of what you're doing, but it's not all like the same thing back to back to back to back. I have found that it's the laws of diminishing returns if I'm doing the same thing every single time, unless you're doing a crap ton of paid ads. But I would say even with a crap ton of paid ads, varying your ads, varying your messaging ever so slightly, so you do like 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3, 4, will give you much better conversion rates than repeating the same thing over and over and over again in the exact same order. And here's the other thing. If you find that one of those 2 or 3 doesn't convert for whatever reasons, or the messaging isn't working, don't be afraid to change it up. And one of the best tips from Katerina is to book your workshop several months out. So book your workshop here during this challenge, but if you're going to do the workshop model, book your next 2 or 3 or 4 workshops out. And make sure that you're booking them, because what's going to happen, somebody's going to say, I don't know if I can come to that one. And you can be, that's great, here you can come to the next one. I don't know if I can come to that one. That's great, here you can come to the next one. And it's a whole lot easier to plan them all at once than it is to do them one at a time piecemeal. I will say it takes a lot less brain energy to do all of the promo graphics and do all of it in like a 3-day period. And you can do the entire year in one swell swoop. And it is amazing. So I would say prep for your fashion show for September 23rd. Crystal, right now, I would say that your biggest thing is getting butts and seats for that fashion show. And then do another workshop the beginning of November. Because here's the thing, if you are already in the throes and you're within 4 weeks of a major event, don't change course. Please don't change course. Put your energy into getting butts in those seats. And here's the thing, you're going to make way more money by having your fashion show, which you've already planned and you've already put a ton of energy into, because I know Crystal puts 1,000,000 hours into her fashion shows. And she is amazing, and y'all should check her out, and you should check out her website. And here's the thing, you can then have your next thing, and you can have it so that after the fashion show, you have a little bit of time, you have 6 weeks, and people can book sessions with you. And your goal out of the fashion show is people booking styling sessions with you because they're getting ready for the fall and the winter. Yeah, you always enroll clients from your shows. Lean into that. Use it for all it's worth. And here's the thing, your show is going to be 1,000 times better if you focus on getting butts and seats. And what does that take? Time, y'all. It takes time. It takes a lot of time. Anybody who says that they can get 100 people signed up like that is either lying or they have an audience the size of mine. I have almost 200,000 people in my audience at this point. And Darlene and Pam, how many hours have we put in collectively, not counting Meg, who's not here right now, into this challenge into getting butts and seats to get 200 people in organically. We haven't done any paid ads. Hundreds of hours, y'all. Okay, so this is not a free thing on your side. So if you are trying to get butts and seats, focus on the butts and seats and the personal invites and the personal outreach, because here's the thing. Spray and pray never works. Anybody who tells you spray and pray works is lying through their teeth, or they have 20 million views a month on their Facebook page. This person who has 20 million views a month on her Facebook page will tell you that she still does manual outreach. How many of y'all got a personal nag mail from me inviting you? And I'll rest my case, okay? So just know that, you know, it's an important thing that you do the physical invites to people. Everything is all about the physical invites. Y'all were asking me for a date and time to go over ads. I can do that with y'all between 12 and 2 on Thursday. I am in a couple of things before and after that. So between 12 and 2, I will be in the zone on Thursday. We will go into a breakout room so as not to disturb everybody. And we will talk about ads. We're going to talk the quick, the dirty, and all the stuff that nobody ever wants you to know. And if you can add that. Are you an AEST, Janelle? And I'm sorry to do this to you. It'll be in the middle of your night. 12 is going to be like 2 a.m. your time. Western Australia. How many hours are you off of Sydney? So 12 Eastern. My time is Eastern. So 12 o'clock Eastern, 5 p.m. in the UK. It's 7 p.m. in South Africa. It is, I am so sorry. If you're in Sydney, it is 2 a.m. It might be 4 a.m. in Western Australia. So I apologize for the wacky times. If need be, I can do an evening hour that would be better. DM me and I can also arrange and do a second time that would be evening my time. Don't you have a workshop at that time? I will be scheduling. So it is a zone thing at that time, I believe, unless I have totally.
Yes, so there's a co-working session that's going to be in progress during that time, but we'll have breakout rooms available. So if you see anywhere on the zone calendar that we're overlapping times, it's just because that means we have multiple people who are going to cover it, or that there's a breakout opportunity. So just don't get confused or overwhelmed. We're there all the time. We're just trying to show you when you can count on someone being there. But Haley, I'm going to add to the zone calendar your time and put a breakout room there just so they know. And we'll go from there if you want to add any other times.
Can you send the zone calendar link again?
Yes.
So Jill, yes, it's a co-working time. So I'll be in the co-working space at the zone and we'll do a breakout about ads. And then you'll understand why I charge so much to run ads at some point. Because it's not hard. It's just time consuming. I saw Dion say it's just time consuming. It's just hours. It's not totally free. And if you haven't downloaded the free copy of my book, you may want to do that. It has a ton of amazing tips for y'all on marketing. It's my international best-selling book on fearless marketing. Thank y'all for coming today. It is 1:11. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. If you need anything at all during this challenge, please don't hesitate to let me know, message me, DM me, stand on my head. whack me upside my head, message me in the group, let Pam or Darlene or Meg know. If you can't find me, text me, send smoke signals. I'm here. Oh, I'm good. I'm glad. This is really good at making you think. That was the cool part with the last challenge, was it made people really think and think through their business model. Sometimes it's not the 10K you make during the challenge, it's the way you structure your business to make way more money after the challenge. Awesome. I'm going to stop recording now.